We are called Sutlers, or we prefer to be called traveling merchants, and we go from event to event and set up our tents, which takes approximately 4 to 6 hours to set up, and then we have merchandise that is available for the reenactors, civilians, children, and living historians.
Wow. So you're like, this is like what I heard called the mall a while ago?
That's right. This is an 1860 mall, and we welcome everyone.
Well, thank you. Could you take us in? Show us around.
Sure, come on out.
I said, do you see the National Guard little mesh tent thing? Oh, you mean these are really Army guys?
Do you recognize the gentleman?
Oh,
how are you, sir? Good to see you.
How are you? Good to see you. What are you out here, filming the battle today?
Actually, I'm making a series of videos. This one is the life of the Civil War reenactor of the civilians.
Uh-oh.
There's the living.
We are his star Sutlers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, that works.
And I'm going to give him a little tour of
Oh,
what
well,
we
let
have
me just
here.
step right out of the way so you can take the nickel tour around the place.
Yeah, predominantly on this side, we have the gentleman's attire, which includes the shirts and the pants and the vest, the hats. We also have their military needs, being gauntlets and suspenders, socks, haversacks.
Socks are something the reenactors seem to always forget when they come to an event. Their socks get wet or they forgot them, so they have to go and buy some.
I see.
Happens every time.
I see.
And we have, as you can see, on the center table, the gentleman's attire. There are some games that are for adults as well as for children. We have candles that everyone may need, games and books for children. We also carry the surrender doll.
The surrender doll?
The surrender doll, as she is known, was made here in Virginia. She was originally the silent witness at the McLean House in Appomattox at the time that General Lee met there to surrender to Ulysses Grant.
There and enjoy and root for the correct side.
She is period correct. This little doll was on the sofa or near the sofa where she was found by a Yankee who took her north as a souvenir. And the family kept her for about 100 years and decided that she should be returned to Virginia.
Ah, that's nice.
They sell them at the McLean House for $26, and I have them for $18.
Ha-ha! All right, well,
That's the kind of thing you want to wear.
And then
This is
as you
fascinating.
move to the back, of course, we have a dressing room where they may try on the dresses or whatevers. Then we go into the ladies' hats, reticules, hairnets, hat pins, gloves. Everything that a lady would need, we try to stock.
could you outfit a person to be a reenactor if they walked in blue jeans?
Yes,
Wow, that's impressive.
yes.
That is very
We try
impressive.
to have a little bit of everything. We have children's attire. I have the children's little bloomers. I have the little boys' shirts and pants. And then, of course, we have the ladies' dresses and Medicis, the traveling bags. So this would be like their one-stop shop for the whole family.
Now, where do they get the name Sutlery? Where does that come from?
Sutler means, in actuality, it means traveling merchant.
Okay.
They were, during the 1860s, the Sutlers basically followed the armies around and would set up their tents, sell their wares to the soldiers, which mainly consisted of things that wouldn't perish, like potatoes and onions and any type of foodstuffs, and they would carry cloth and tobacco and sugar and coffee and that sort of thing. And actually the Sutlers were considered to be very dishonest people because they tried to gouge the soldiers as much as they could because they had them at an advantage. The soldier needed something and they could charge whatever they wanted to for it.
That happened in downtown Liberty, I understand, too. That's in the diaries of some of the people from
is it
Avenel.
really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Apparently it was pretty widespread.
Yes, apparently so. And
But we've changed our ways. We try to look out for the reenactors and their families today and try to be very reasonable in our prices.
I see.
Because it's just like, you know, in anything else. If you don't offer customer service and your prices aren't reasonable, they're not coming back to see you.
Not in the least. Well, this is a beautiful little shop you've got here. I like this.
We're new, so we have to try harder.
Oh, is there a ranking among you?
Oh, there are those that will tell you they have 25, 30 years experience.
Has it been going on that long?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Wow. How long has reenacting been an art form like this?
Well, probably when Appomattox celebrated the 100th, they had a sutler or some sutlers here. And of course, this weekend we're celebrating the 140th. So we know they've been around 40 years.
At least 40 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And it's a lot of fun. And you meet some of the nicest people.
Uh-huh. And you are Mr. and Mrs. Lonnie and Donna Prosser.
That's right.
Wow. And you hail from originally?
Richmond, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Capital of the Confederacy.
Yes, ma'am.
This is known as hair jewelry.
Okay.
Or mourning jewelry. It's a reproduction, of course, but when someone died, they would cut their hair and then take it and braid it and would put it in different styles and types of jewelry. This particular one is a stick pin, so it can be worn by the men or it can be worn by the women. And it would represent their love for the person that has died.
Now that's the actual deceased hair. That's what that represents?
Yes.
Wow.
So, some people refer to it as hair jewelry, some people refer to it as mourning jewelry, but that's what they wore.
Well, that's excellent.
And I thought that was an interesting little piece. And then this is called a watch pocket that the ladies would wear pinned to their waist, and they would put their watches in it because ladies in 1860s did not wear wristwatches. They did not exist.
Did the gentlemen wear them?
No.
Ah, so there was like a fob that they wore, but
I was going to say the gentleman generally had a fob, watch fob.
But this is for the watch pockets for the ladies.
Right. And then let's see, what else would be of interest? Oh yes, the children's favorite piece. This is called a chatelaine. This would have been worn by the lady of the house. She would have pinned it to her waistband and would have kept her valuable items in it. This would have held her thimble. This is a sewing chatelaine. This would have held, this is a needle case and would have held all of her needles. And this would have held a small photo of a loved one, or would have held stamps, because stamps were just as valuable as cash.
It's getting that way now again, isn't it?
But when they would go to the store, they would trade their stamps for the merchandise that they needed.
Oh my goodness.
So that's called a chatelaine. It's from the French word, and it means keeper of the house.
Ah.
Some of the ladies had chatelaines in which they carried their keys on it. Not the key to their house, because not many houses were locked at that time, but to their spices and their sugars they would have kept under lock and key.
What a wonderful conservative Confederate Christian world in which you do not have to lock your house.
That's right.
Well, thank you all so much.
And I hope that gives you a little idea of what we carry and what we do and why we do it. And like I said, it is just fun. It is just a lot of fun.
Yeah, we don't do this to get rich. This is more of a
It's just pretty
fun, relaxation kind of weekend event thing that we can enjoy and participate in. Have a good time.
All righty. Well, thank you, Mr. Prosser.
Hello, young ladies. How are you?